Good.
This is Fred Beck from Fred Beck's Fighting. I'm joined by BJ Flores here in Dubai before Tate fights Chase live on Rumble Premium. How are you doing, man? I was about to turn behind. They had a picture on the screen behind us, so Wade the Messiah Warrior. I know that's a very good moment for your own career, but how are you, though? It's good to see you again.
I'm good, yeah. Besides, it was about a 14-hour flight from Miami, and once we got here, there was weather for like the first time in a long time out here in Dubai, but we circled the airport for almost 2 hours before we landed. Little tough start to the trip, but we're here safe, everything's good, and we got the weigh-in tonight.
14-hour journey. Were you business? Were you okay?
No, it was good. Yeah, we were 14 hours over, and then we circled for another hour and 45 minutes. And you know, when you see the time going down when you're going to land, it's fine. But when you see the time, you're flying more, and the time's going up. It went from 30 to 35 to 40, 45. Stayed at 45 for about an hour. I was like, oh man. So a little mental battle there, but it was good. It was all good.
Nearly as much of a battle as Jake's got on his hands tomorrow. Your boy Jake's. He's got a tough fight.
I'd rather be circling that airport than in the same fight Jake's in. No, it's a great test of his courage, of where he's at now, but it's a very tough test with Mr. Anthony Joshua on paper. It doesn't look like it's going to be close, but that's why it's extra interesting, because everything points to that, like Joshua by knockout, by wipeout, and you know that's what should happen. But you know, they got to put the gloves on and fight.
What sort of chances are you giving Jake in the fight?
You know, I don't want to sound crazy, but I saw Jake in camp a couple days before the fight, and he's been working on a very specific game plan that I think is going to bode well for him. I do. You know, you got to step up before you fight guys like AJ. He's a monster, and when you go from cruiserweight to heavyweight, it's a massive jump, especially at that level, at that size. AJ's got all the physical advantages over him, all the experience over him, but Jake's got that X factor, and he's been working on a very specific game plan to be able to make this fight interesting. So, like I said, I'll be looking forward to it, and I think the game plan he's been working on is going to be effective.
Wade's doing a live watch along. You going to go watch it, Wade?
Yeah, of course, yeah, 100%. So, you know, Wade's excited about it. We got to find somewhere with good Wi-Fi for 6 hours.
You're doing it upstairs in the meeting room.
Yeah. So I guess the place has been secured then, but yeah, we're doing it, and it's going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to it. Wade's great, so his commentary is outstanding, and I'm looking forward to watching.
Certainly. Pretty good indeed. Make sure to tune into Wade's channel for that.
Yes.
Andrew Tate, Mr. Chase Demore.
Yeah.
How do you see this going?
It's going to be interesting. You know, you got Chase's size against Andrew's experience. You know, Andrew doesn't have any boxing matches. Chase has been very busy over the last 3 years. He's got a lot of fights, and he's gotten some good experience to make the playing field a little more even. So it'll be interesting to see who's able to impose whose game plan and who's more aggressive. I think when you got big guys like that, the more aggressive guy sometimes is going to have the advantage.
So you're backing Chase? You're backing Tate? Your final prediction on this one?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Honestly, I feel like, you know, Chase, because of his size and because of his experience over the last 2 years, has an advantage. But I think the experience of Andrew Tate is going to, you know, it could come into play. And also, you know, as a heavyweight, the last thing to go is power. So I think, you know, both guys can knock each other out. It kind of depends on who lands first.
Okay, fair enough indeed. Going one down, Tony Ferguson versus Warren Spencer. Yeah. We saw Tony beat Sol Papi, cause the upset a few fights back. Mm-hmm. How do you see this one going down?
You know, I think I'll be curious to see like how much Tony's improved from Salt Papi to tomorrow. You know, Warren Spencer had a good win over Nick Lamau. And Qatar, close fight. You know, a lot of people had Nick winning that fight, but it was a competitive fight. And like I said, Nick is one of those guys. He's very cagey, and you know, Warren got the better of him. Got the decision at least, and put himself in a situation for a fight with Tony. I'm not sure how that fight's going to go. You know, Warren's got to be ready to deal with the professional type of pressure, professional mentality that Tony has. I talked to Tony this morning at the weigh-in, or I talked to him this morning in the lobby. And he's pretty dialed up for this fight. So Warren's going to have to be in a good headspace to be able to withhold that.
All right.
Yep.
And going one down, Dean versus Vargas.
I think it's going to be a good fight. Whatever the best Amado Vargas there is, I think it's going to come out tomorrow with all the pre-fight antics. And, you know, I'm curious to see. It's going to be a matchup of styles. Like, is Amado Vargas able to get in close and able to impose his will on Dean, or is Dean able to outbox him from the outside? I think it's going to come down to that. I rewatched the Amado Vargas Sean Garcia fight the other day, and I was quite impressed after the first round or two with Vargas's pressure and his mentality. He came forward, but you know, Dean might be able to outbox him. I don't know. I think it's a big step up for both guys.
Prediction?
Man,
there's a lot of sitting on the fence today, VJ. There's no proper predictions.
I'm not sure. Here's the thing. Like, I'm on the commentary side.
Obviously, you can't give predictions
It's
then.
not that I can't. It's just that I don't want to get in my head one way or the other. I like to
And then be accidentally biased towards. Okay, that's
I like
fair.
to stay neutral on the fight, and then I'll call it tomorrow as I see it. But like I said, it's going to be a good fight. You know, Amato, the Vargas dynasty, the Vargas style, the Vargas temperament is come forward, attack the body, hit anywhere you can, and it's going to be interesting to see how Dean deals with an opponent like Amato Vargas. This is a different mentality than he's ever fought before. This is like nobody else. So it's a big step up for Dean, but it's also a bit of a step up for Amato. And I don't know. I think Amato's got more experience. He's been around it longer, but Dean's gotten good quick. So we'll see what happens.
And Fox G supposedly is going to fight the winner. The winner of Dean and Vargas will get a shot of a champion.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good fight, and let me see how those guys look tomorrow before I can give a comment on that. But like I said, Dean versus Amato is going to be a great fight. It's probably my favorite fight of tomorrow. It's going to be a good. I mean, Tate and Chase. I think it's going to be a good fight too. But I think Dean.
That's
and
my
Amato,
personal
they've really
favorite, Dean
gotten
and
under each
Amato.
other's
Yeah.
skin, and I just think like people want to see that, and I think it's going to be a good matchup.
Yeah, they were very, very respectful at the start of the week, and I was thinking that's a bit odd. And then it heats up, and today it'll probably explode at the face-off.
It was a matter of time until it happened. So it just like you knew it was going to happen, didn't know when, but you knew it would.
And then going one down is Nick Mayo versus Ben Williams.
Yeah, that's going to be a good fight. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Ben, he's when was his last fight?
He fought Jarvis on the Qatar card.
Jarvis, yeah, that was a tough fight for him. But it'll be curious. To my understanding, Ben's on a different training regimen now. He's been working hard. He's really taking it serious and he's good shape. I talked to a guy this morning who was in the same gym as Ben, and he says this guy's a handful. He saw him sparring with a good pro in there, and said he's holding his own, doing really well. So I'm curious to see how Ben comes back. And Nick, we haven't seen Nick in a while since Qatar, I guess, with Warren Spencer, right? Mm-hmm. Last time we saw him. So we'll see how he's been working, how he's been training. I'm curious to see how he looks. But I judged his fight in Nashville. That four-man cruiserweight four-man lightweight tournament.
Back in 2023, all those years ago.
Yeah, so I judged. That was the first time I saw Nick, and I was really impressed with Nick. I thought he's a good boxer. So if he's been working since then, I think he's going to be in good shape. He's a good fighter. So that'll be interesting. And like I said, Ben, I hear good things about him. So I can't really say till I see him work tomorrow.
Yeah, certainly. Mm-hmm. Just a thing on you, Tristan Ham. Unlucky in his last fight.
Yeah, not unlucky. Full credit to Robert Daniels. He went in and won the fight. A little bit of a mistake on my part. We brought Robert Daniels in for the fight. The contract weight was 177. Came in, Tristan was 177 the morning of, and Robert was 191.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, he's 14 pounds over the weight, and like I said, it was probably a mistake on my part. We shouldn't have done the fight, but Tristan refused to pull out, so he wouldn't do it. And even though I told him, I said, look, the guy's 14 pounds overweight, 2 or 3 pounds, we could work with that. He's 14 pounds over, so we can't do it. And he just refused. So he wanted to go in there. He trained too hard. And he wanted to go in there and give himself a shot. And obviously, Robert was the better man. We give him full credit, no excuses. But he's 14 pounds over the contracted weight, and that makes it tough.
Yeah, certainly. The heart and courage of Tristan Ham. I didn't know that. Very good to respect that for going in there.
It's people just Tristan, you got blown out. Yeah, you fought an 8-2 professional boxer, a guy who's got 90 fights. That was one element and one aspect of it. The other aspect is the guy came in 14 pounds overweight, so let's not overlook that. No excuses. We're not saying anything. Tristan hasn't talked about that yet, but that's a big factor. It's 2 weight brackets over what the contract weight was, 14 pounds. It wasn't 3 or 4 or 5 pounds, and it was a full 14, and definitely against my better judgment.
Well, so we'll see Tristan Ham back on Misfits very, very soon. But BJ, I'll let you go. I know we're about to kick off here, but thank you very much, and good luck for commentary tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.